Man, this is a strange no edits, no filter, boys.
Yeah.
Leo, can you put your mask on for us during no edits, please?
Yeah.
And then we'll take a break when we eat lunch because I know you got some pizza going on. Thank you, Leo. That's very kind. It's a whole new day of no edits. We don't have coffee in here yet, so I don't have a cup of coffee. I have a water. We can tell it's 100 degrees outside.
171.
Somebody's recording. Wow, how much is it outside, John?
702.
702 degrees. We're gonna melt into the. Don't pay any attention to the mic, John. Just kind of everybody converse with each other, and we're gonna be here. Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Dustin, it's your show, baby.
All right. For the first time in forever in person, I want to say, hey, Dustin.
It's been 4 months. Our first in person, no edits. No edits, no filter. July 24th, take 1.
Oh, and it sounds better even when we're together. It's all together. And Dieter's even got a hat on. What do you got? What does his hat say? He's over the hill. He's got a mask on. We are here in person at On the Avenue. Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
First time in 4 months.
we got a big crew here today. We got some folks going to join us online, I think, eventually. A new no edits, no filter format. Social. I don't like the word social distancing. So we're physically distancing so that we're at least 6 feet apart. Really excited. John, what do we do on Fridays, man?
We talk about autism, sports, Asperger's, and coronavirus.
We talk about those things and others, but those things for sure. Every Friday we get together as a group and do that. A lot of fun. It's I look forward to it every week. We've moved it up a little bit earlier today so I can get out of town. I'm heading to visit some friends. I appreciate y'all doing that. I can't tell you how excited I am about On the Avenue having reopened this week and our new facility that's here. We had orientation on Monday. We've got new staff members here with us. We've got new CITs with us. We've got new citizens with us. We've got
had a water birth.
We had a water break. We thought we were going to build a pool over there the other day. I think we thought that was going to be I have no idea there. But we're getting sinks in, and now we got places to. It's all good. It's coming together, and I can't tell y'all how much I appreciate that. That's awesome. We here at On the Avenue like to say we're a place where people come wherever they are on their journey in life to gain confidence, build community, and learn about commerce together. We've had classes this week on marketing and all kinds of stuff. It's really fun. Yeah. But every Friday we get together in this little group. We've been doing this almost a little over a year and a half now. Can't believe that. Dieter's hat says it's over the hill. I'm the one over the hill. But we've been doing this for a year and a half, and it's the most fun I have all week. It's really awesome. We get together and I throw out a topic, right, John?
Right.
And we kind of talk about it. I want to talk today, since we're back in person, I want to talk about the difference in virtual reality and reality. We know, Dieter is the cutting edge guy here, right? And he's telling me that augmented reality and virtual reality and all those things, the holograms, and, we can doctor up an image. And so I want to throw out the good, the bad, and the ugly. Maybe an instance you've had about how we've been together virtually, and then how we are together here and the differences in that in reality. So virtual reality versus reality today. I'm going to say this. We had an episode early on when we were online, and Riley, thank you so much for keeping us going through 4 months of stuff while we were all over the country.
It was actually my pleasure to compile no edits, since it irks you that we actually say no edits has to be edited.
It's really not edited. The
audio's not edited. Right, the camera angles are.
Yeah, that's right. We don't cut anything out of it. We simply mix it together. I really appreciate that. Early on, somebody, and I want to think it was you, Matt, it may have been somebody else, said, if you're meeting somebody virtually.
I think it was me.
I think it was. If you're meeting somebody virtually, that's hard. I've been on Zoom calls recently with people I didn't know, and it's really hard to react to them.
Exactly.
meeting somebody in reality, and a mask is hard because now you've lost facial expression. I can't tell what you're doing.
Yeah,
if
you
you're
can't
yawning
tell
or
what
smiling or laughing or booing me or what. I can't tell that. So it's harder with a mask. But reality, I can see how you're reacting to me, right? You can see how I react to what you say. On a Zoom call, it's kind of flat, and that was virtual. So I think since I knew you guys, virtual was okay. I knew how you'd react. I knew what you'd say. I could hear your inflections, things like that. So to me, the virtualness worked, and I'm going to concur with what Matt said. I'm going to steal Matt's thing. That the virtualness worked once I knew the person. But meeting people, I don't know how you meet people over virtual reality. Anybody have thoughts on that?
Hey, Tom,
Yeah.
we've got someone calling in.
Who's calling in? We have a call in here on the. It's
It's
David.
David.
Guys, I am
Well,
here.
We're so glad you're here. You were virtually here, so we know David, so he can virtually be here. David, we've already been through the opening. We've got things rocking. This is our first mixed, no edits, no filter, meaning you're virtual and we're all real here. And we're looking at you. So welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Oh, not bad. Just trying to stay busy, trying to make the most of this.
You're not going to be able.
Oh, I'm sorry. So he's saying he is staying busy and trying to make the most of this and misses all of you. I'm the only one that can hear you right now. So if you want to say something, I'm going to put my phone up to this microphone.
Or you just, I think you just.
I'll just repeat what you say, David.
Yeah.
If you've got something you want to say, let me. Can you hear everything we're saying?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So if you have something you want to say, David, why don't you let me know and I'll chime them in. We'll work on this little virtual, no virtual. Our subject today is the good, the bad, and the indifferent of virtual reality versus reality. We've been meeting for a while through no edits on Zoom calls, and I had just stated that I thought one of the big changes was I stole Matt's line that I thought meeting in person is important, but communicating once you know someone online can be okay. Virtually can be okay. Anybody agree or disagree with that?
Agree.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree?
Wholeheartedly agree.
Okay.
Also, I want to point out.
Add to that, Matt. Yeah.
I want to point out that Zoom is technically not virtual reality. If you want to get to the nitty gritty of virtual reality, it's something that, see,
Virtual reality is something where you see reality in a different way. It is
it's a
usually
fabricated
trying.
world.
Yeah, it's trying to make you see 3D, like you would wear a certain headgear or glasses or such that you could see a virtual world. That is what virtual reality more really refers
But
to.
Zoom is virtual.
But
Zoom is virtual,
I
but it's
appreciate the
not a
clar-
reality.
That's great. I love
It
it.
is,
So those little silly goggles you wear and you walk around and you run into things, right? But you can go into a world in a 3D way. Who's done that? Anybody done
Not
that?
me. I'm not really into it. I want to do
It's
that.
kind of scary. Don't lean back. You will break that.
Sorry.
That's have you done it?
I plan to do it in the future. It is expensive to get the headset.
Maybe we need to sit down here and to play with. That'd be a
No,
lot of fun.
Yeah, get a.
No.
We don't.
Get
I would rather stay in this reality.
All right.
I
Well,
would
let's
say-
talk about that. What's good and bad about virtual reality? Go ahead, Riley. You got something.
I would say get a. I mean, if we were to budget for it, I would say get an Oculus headset.
Okay. All right. So you're going to tell us which one we should get. Some say we shouldn't get it. You like the reality of it.
There are several brands that's picking a specific type.
Okay, cool. Leo, what do you think? What do you think about the virtual reality? Have you ever tried that?
I have tried that.
Did you like it?
I did, yes.
Tell us what world were you in? What did you go into? Can you tell us about that?
It was introduction to virtual reality, and I think VR will be cheaper in the near future.
So you think it's going to scale down like TVs and everything else, like all other technology? It'll scale down to something that's a lot more affordable.
The cheapest
It
one
obviously
right now is a
will.
couple $100.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad, but it's not $80. It's not. It's still a few $100. What did you see when you were in virtual reality? What world were you in?
It was.
You can't hear.
It was
anyone,
demonstrating. It was demonstrating the capabilities of virtual reality.
So not a specific game, not a specific world, just introduction to virtual reality.
Yes.
So there's a program for that.
David Leo's sharing with us a virtual reality time that he's been in. And he said it was just kind of a general world, right? Just kind of an overall general place. Is that right?
Tom, you're very, very faint.
I'm very faint. David, this may not work very well for us today. We're trying to work this virtual piece out
Still
today.
can't hear you, Tom. I'm sorry.
We're trying to work this out.
Let me log off and try to log back in.
If you log off and come back in, it's not going to be any better, boss. It's not going to be any better.
Just tell them to watch.
Just watch and enjoy because it's not going to be much better. And we lost him. All right, there we go. So virtually, David just left us.
Hey, at least we can get a good camera angle out of this.
No, I like it. I like the attempt, guys. Good work. So let's continue to talk about that. You were adamant about that, Riley. Why? Talk about the difference in virtual and stuff, and agreeing with the statement that Matt made earlier.
So, like we were trying to do with this episode, we were trying to phone someone in that can't physically be here. So,
Me and Dave are trying to come back on.
And so let me take that while you're doing it. What you're saying is the mere fact that we're having trouble having David communicate with us virtually makes virtual not the same as reality. Is that better, David? Can you hear us?
Yes, I just had to restart.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to do our best,
Tom?
David. Yes, sir.
Tom, listen. Should I be there at the building, or am I okay being at home? I mean,
He's asking should he be at the building. We'd love for him to be here.
We would
us.
love you to be here.
Oh, yeah.
We miss you, but we want you comfortable. And that's what I'm going to tell you. This is a family decision during this time for each family to make their own decisions on that. We respect your opinion. We miss you, though. We've had a great week here, but it's not as great as it would have been if you had been here. So we miss you.
We're taking precautions.
We're what?
We're taking precautions.
We're taking lots of precautions. Everybody has on their mask. We're sitting as far as 6 feet apart. We're not on top of each other. We're eating apart. We're trying to do everything we can. We clean our hands all the time. We take our temperatures as we come and go every day. And we're doing the best we can to make it through this. But to our point today of our subject, it really is good to be in reality with each other and actually see and hit each other on the shoulder and elbow bump. I came in and got a good elbow bump from John and from everybody, and it's just much better being in proximity. So we'd love to have you, but we want you and John and Mary to be comfortable with the situation.
right. And we spoke with Sarah.
Good.
Back on
He's telling me
Monday.
about speaking with Sarah and all that. Great. David, do you have anything you want to share with the group about the difference in reality and virtual?
Well, even though I'm not physically with the group right now, you can see me. You can.
Even though he says, even though he's not here, we can see him and hear him, and that's a pretty cool thing for him. So in his situation, he's going to chime in and say virtual's good because he can join the group this time instead of not being able to be here. Correct?
Yeah. Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Listen, going back to the corona, I was told that it's at its peak in Nashville and in Davidson County.
He's saying it was at its peak in Nashville and Davidson. It is, and we're aware of that, and we're taking every precaution we possibly can. We're all sitting here sweating with the air conditioning off right now.
I'm not sweating.
I'm sweating.
I'm not sweating right now.
Tyler's sweating. He's carrying a big boom over there. Anyway, David, we understand. We miss you though, and let's get back to our subject at hand for no edits. We'll chat more. Stay in touch with Sarah. That's the big thing for you to know right now. And we've got a seat saved for you. We got your citizenship card ready. We've got everything ready for you to come back when you're ready to come back.
I assume that you had your open house last Monday.
Did not have an open house. We have what's called orientation, and he asked if we'd had an open house. Not happened yet for the families, but we had our orientation, which went very well, and we'll run you through everything we went through the day you get back. Let's get back to our subject real quick. You good with that?
That sounds good,
Good.
John.
Brad, talk to it about it. Have you ever done this virtual reality stuff that we were talking about?
Like including the headset?
Yeah, have you done that?
Yeah, I did something like that once.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, that was like over a year ago. I believe it was on my my 23rd birthday. Yeah, I got to like go to some kind of gaming place. It was a kind of video game type of virtual reality.
Cool. What did you do in there? Did you play a game inside the thing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you describe it?
For what it was included for it to, well, say something like your surroundings or your surroundings when you're wearing that headset. You know, in real life, I mean. Yeah, and well, what was in that headset to protect you from the surroundings? There was some kind of distance in that headset that keeps track of where you are and for real.
Okay.
That way you're not going too far away. Yeah, so that's some kind of safety that it has in that headset.
So you didn't walk around and bump yourself into things?
Not at all.
Okay,
Not
good.
really. Yeah, so that was a good thing about it.
Good. Where's that going, guys? Where do you think virtual reality is going? You gonna be
Well,
able
I
to
think you could be in a doctor setting and be at home and practice working on a patient.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Not really.
But you could.
I mean, it's getting there. So
could.
you're practicing on a fake patient, but I'm saying you're practicing because all the stuff's been put there. You could have it set up where your camera's here in 4D, but David could be at home, have his goggles on, and feel like he's sitting at that desk, and he could get up and walk around his room, and he would walk around the desk and stuff.
That's
So
cool.
it's
We're talking about holographic technology.
no, it's just camera work. So
I'll tell you one. In my old game was music, and nowadays all 4, 5, 6 musicians that are cutting can be in different parts of the world, and all be virtually together and tracking right there together, which is awesome. So I think that's a very cool thing. Yes, Riley.
To Digger's point about the surgery, that's actually happening.
Yeah, it is actually happening.
Trust me, I was at home one day. I was over at my family's house in town, and my dad had me come in and watch a little bit of a surgery demonstration
Wow.
in VR.
That's awesome. Very
So
cool.
it is happening.
That's
We
very
just don't know when.
I took a ride at Disney World. Y'all ever done the thing? It's called Flight. I think it's called. Is that where you sit in the little chairs and it has the huge omni screen and you can fly over Africa and do all those crazy things? I've got a theory about that. When my dad was growing up, you might have seen a picture of the Eiffel Tower, but you never really got to see the Eiffel Tower. Now you can virtually go see the Eiffel Tower and never leave Nashville, Tennessee. I think that diminishes to some degree. Now, granted, I've not seen the Eiffel Tower, but I'll use London, Big Ben. So we'll use that because I got to see that. It diminishes oh my goodness, that's Big Ben because I've already seen it. Does that do it to you, or do you think it's an enhancement for those that can't go and travel to see it?
I think it's a double-edged sword, quite honestly. Why would I want to go look at some Google Maps recreation of the Eiffel Tower if I just saved up the right amount of money?
Go see the real thing?
But it could be cool where if you went on a trip and you came home and your parents didn't get to go, y'all could put all the headsets on and you could be like, I was standing right here and we walked under here, and you could do exactly what you did and show them. So
That's true. Are you hearing some of this, David?
Mm-hmm.
Good. David's getting to hear some of this. That's great. Anyway, other thoughts. John, what about you, man? You like being in a real person, or do you like kind of that fantasy world of virtual, or not fantasy world, the virtual world? What do you think's fun?
Well, doing design over there, that's the reason I picked design, because I do colors, put on different things, stars and all that.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
So that's a virtual world you were living in, sort of.
Yeah.
You're not coloring a page, something on a printed page. You're in a digital virtual world of creating things. And I got to say, I've seen 2 things you created this week.
Yeah.
And they were really good.
Yeah.
You did a heck of a job. And I heard from some people that said you were doing a really good job of learning the tools.
Yeah.
So good, nice work this week. But that's virtual. Dustin, what about you, man? You're a movie guy, right?
In a way.
Oh, whatever. You're our movie aficionado, as somebody said earlier today.
Okay, you get
Is that a virtual world we go into? It kind of is, right? It may not be virtual reality, but it's a virtual world we go into we're stimulated. My son's playing Fortnite. That's the best one I got going on in my house. And there's good things and bad things to that. I lose him in there for 4 or 5 hours a day sometimes, and it's just nuts. But he loves it because during coronavirus, he was able to talk to his buddies. He wasn't able to get together with them, and he was able to actually talk to him through that game.
Keegan?
Yeah, he's playing with Keegan now.
They tell them what you need is come up parents.
What?
Just been bring them down here to see some of my
I'm
drawings.
joking.
We're gonna definitely let your parents see your drawings. We've got a way to do that. They don't even have to come here. So we're working on that.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna tell each of you later this afternoon. We're gonna get together and y'all are gonna report everything you've been working on to your parents. We're gonna send a little email home to each one of them with a link through to things that are going on, because I'm really proud of the guys that are in this room right now. And David, wish you were here, but I saw your step project, and that's amazing, David, what you did at home over coronavirus. He built a whole steps in a tiered area in his backyard. So I think what we're learning, guys, is being in reality is awesome. Virtual is something that can be the next best thing, maybe.
It will no. I disagree. That,
Oh, good.
I disagree that virtual reality will never replace actual me talking to you
Okay.
face on face right now.
I would agree with that.
How is that?
Because you could simulate the hell out of something, but at the end of the day, I just don't like the fact. I'm just not a big type of person that's dependent on the communication side. I mean, yeah, I have a phone, but I would rather talk to you in person if I could, or hang out with you, than through text. That's just my personality, and that's just me.
Well, not when I met you. You're a hugger like I am. You like to come in and hug people and meet someone that way and feel energy and all of that stuff. And I would agree. I have that same sort of. I feel deprived a bit when I'm not in person with someone.
Yeah.
I would agree with
It's
that.
like when I first met, man, he used to go up to me and hug. He'd shake my hand and hug me and all of that.
I know, right? And I miss the huggy mat. I do. We can't hug anymore, so we have to come in with masks on and elbow bump.
He still does sometimes.
I know.
I only hugged Dieter though. He doesn't have it.
We got to be careful right now. We don't.
He hugged me. In his defense, he hugged me.
That's okay. We'll do that, but just got to wash our hands after that. But
We do.
I think you're right. I think there's nothing that quite can be that can replace the human touch or the glance in your eyes or that real connection. I would agree with that.
But in the same breath, I mean, some people aren't happy with this life because of whatever reason, and there's a thing called Second Life, I think, and it's been going on for years.
Yes, I
but
remember
you can go in there, you can build your own family, you can marry whoever in the computer, and the person you're marrying is actually somebody else on the other line of the computer. Build a family, and people have their I was watching a documentary. This guy has a happy family, but he's allowed to play 5 hours a day, and his wife knows he's married to somebody else, and he's got kids online.
Wow.
And that's his world, and he's that tight with those people.
Wow.
Through little avatars.
Yeah.
And then from a marketing standpoint, it's gotten so involved where if you're in the game and you go to the Pizza Hut, you can order a pizza.
They don't really come to your
It
house.
comes to your house.
Wow.
So from a marketing standpoint, you could build shops to sell stuff.
Wow.
And it's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
So,
no.
But it
I
drives
don't
me
want
nuts.
to live in the Matrix. I just don't. I
Right.
refuse to. I
I,
reject the system.
David, are you hearing this discussion?
Yep.
Good.
got 2 days.
So I would agree. I would think that I've always wondered that when I started working with guys with disability, does online and does the virtual world help you experience the world better, or help you experience things you might not be able to, or is it a crutch and it's better to get in person, or is it a little of both?
Well, I think it's a tool. So in the right
Okay.
hands, it could be good or bad.
Okay.
You may have somebody who can't physically speak, but they can type like crazy. So
Oh.
in that scenario, they can go online and be whoever they want.
Okay.
Because they can type fast. But in the real world, it's a lot slower because they can't communicate. So in some cases, I think it could be a great tool.
And I think you Dieter, probably live in both of those worlds. You're really good on the computer and creating things that can go craft message, right? We talked about it in marketing class today, crafting that message. But then you're an in-person kind of guy too, right? I mean, you have that ability to live in both those worlds. Would you agree with that?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's just bad. It's just like autism.
I like it better.
It's just like
next one.
autism. The problem's always been around, but it's always been rare and all of that.
Okay. That's a good thought, John. Bobby, what were you saying?
I like it better just because you don't necessarily have to speak, and it is easier just to type out what you want to say.
So you're a quiet guy, right?
I prefer doing the typing because it goes through my head easier when I'm trying to type it out than when I'm trying to say it.
Okay, that's really fair. And now that we know that about Bobby, we know that we can communicate better with Bobby through email or through whatever. But I would challenge those that aren't great at emailing right now, right?
Sure.
You're getting better at that. I would challenge Bobby. I saw you do your thank you to your inheritance this week, and you did a great job with that. That was uncomfortable, wasn't it? But you did a great job, and I was incredibly proud of you. So I think we have to get out of our comfort zones a little bit. Leo's a great writer, but we haven't seen him draw yet. I want to see what Leo might draw.
Yeah, me too. On this.
Cody's a great illustrator, but we hadn't gotten him to write yet, right? So how does that work? I think there are ways to stretch ourselves, but to find our comfort zone of communication. Some people handwrite better than others. Some people type better than others. It just is, each one's different.
And
That's a
some
great
people
point.
can do both really, really good.
Yeah. Let's wrap this thing up today. This has been a great one. I want to know if anybody has any last minute comments on this.
Not for me.
Leo, you want to chime out anything?
No.
You're good? Dustin, I'm going to let you say the big words, man. Can you get us out of this? You got us in it.
Okay.
How do we get out of this thing, Dustin?
In the words of Cody, big ass tacos.
Big ass tacos!
Shut up, Tom.
No, we're not going to say that anymore. My therapist.
No.
Hey, David, great to see you.